Well, so you were streaming and or streaming in 2011, 2012. Like, how much different was that than now? Because I streamed once in 2011, and then I didn't do it again until 2015.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually don't know your backstory in this regard. I thought you were just the WoW god, and then streaming popped up in 2011, and you just hopped on that train.
I didn't stream. I made videos a little bit before then, because originally my mom was having health problems, so I was like, well, I don't want to get a part-time job because I have to help her, so I'm just going to make videos and try to make some money off of that. So ironically, I was actually one of the only people that actually did just start making videos and making content for money, right? I actually straight up did that. And so I did this, and then I got into streaming in 2000, super late 2015, and I started streaming seriously in 2016.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember before I started streaming, I have the same story, kind of like Tectone, is I remember watching you playing Mario Maker whenever it came out, and I was because you probably played Super Mario World back in the day.
A fuckload, yeah.
Absolutely, right? And so that was my favorite game. And so I thought to myself, this is what it's for me, and probably you too, this is what we always imagined, right? Being able to make your own Mario levels, play anybody else's levels, and it was just the coolest thing ever. And I remember I watched your stream every single night, and I went out and I bought a Wii U because of it.
Wow.
Yes,
wow.
I did, man.
Wow, you're so flattering. Oh my God.
No, that's crazy. Okay, so I'm trying to remember what I need to answer about your questions here.
So 2011, what was streaming like back then?
Okay.
Yeah.
So in 2011, here's the important part about that. It's kind of hard to answer the question. I'll get into the other part about it here. So in speedrunning in 2004 to 2011, it was me doing it for the love of the craft. There was it was very niche. No one knew who the fuck I was or what any of us speedrunners were. There was a huge language barrier. We didn't know how to talk to the Japanese speedrunners. We didn't know how to do their strategies. We knew they had Nico Nico Video, and they had a kick-ass Mario 3 speedrun.
Nico.
But we didn't know how to talk to them. We had the language barrier. When sharing strategies, it was a very huge issue because everyone was broke and poor. No one had the capability to convert their videos into shareable format. So you would describe this crazy OOT glitch in Zelda, and it was just this 5-paragraph dump of go here and do 5 backflips and call your mom and then I don't know, whatever the fuck you're right.
It's written by somebody's 14.
And you just have to convert
good,
this 5-paragraph dump into how do you do this, the glitch and whatnot, and everyone would see it 8 months later whenever someone would finally do a GoFundMe chip in to get the speedrun converted from VHS to the shareable video.
Oh, they would do chip ins?
Yeah, you had to. Yeah, I mean, because converting. Do you know how expensive it is to convert analog VHS tape to a digital MP4?
Well, I remember I had I had a video camera, and it had the mini kind of cassette type things, and I would be able to do it through a special cord on my PC, and this was in 2014 and 15, because I remember I would upload onto MySpace.
Yeah, well, you're bringing up 2014. I mean, we're talking about 2000.
Oh, sorry, I meant 2004, 2005.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, because I was uploading on MySpace at the time. Because YouTube,
oh my God,
yes, dude. YouTube was not out by then.
This is true. People forget here that YouTube was it debuted in 05, but it was
really
pretty.
2006.
It was pretty niche until Google bought them out by mid 2006. So what the YouTube now really wasn't even recognizable until 2007.
Bro, y'all are making me feel young.
Yeah,
I know.
I haven't felt this way in
Bro, how do you
forever.
think I feel? I'm just lost.
Yeah,
I mean, it's interesting to listen
Was
to.
it actually
was
it actually that crazy to convert? Because when I was in elementary school, they had the Game Boy printer.
it was the worst and most annoying thing that you could ever imagine. It was awful.
That's the thing that existed though. No, the Game Boy printer where you plug
Yes,
it.
it was.
Okay.
Wait, what is that?
It's you plug it into your little Game Boy, then it prints out the screen.
Oh, yeah. So the Game Boy Color had a proprietary accessory camera, and it included another proprietary accessory printer that was like a poverty receipt printer, and it would use just dot matrix inks.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you know what a
That's
Game Boy is,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Yes, I had a Game Boy.
Okay.
So just for its time. Well, so anyways, when I was speedrunning, there was no audience. Because it's kind of I viewed speedrunning at the time more about being a movie director. It was I'm here to direct the movie, and the final output is what people want to see.
To show it in the best way possible. Because you mentioned that Super Mario 3 speedrun. Is that the one where towards the end, the guy was jumping on all of the different things at, what the fuck?
Yeah, the super swag one.
Dude, did you watch that in the computer lab too?
Yeah. Well, I was watching in the computer lab.
I forgot all about
with
that.
Unreal Tournament 2002 downloaded, all our friends doing LAN sessions and all that.
Those Instagib guns and everything?
Yeah.
We had the same exact thing.
Oh, Jay pulled up the Game Boy printer. Wait,
Yeah,
that's
shit, bro.
sick.
It's a
that
real
cool?
thing.
What?
Yeah, sick.
That's so cool. And then you would just show your friend, look.
Yep. Dude,
And
The original selfie, yeah.
Yeah, this was in the 90s almost.
Was this
It 99
for
or something.
taking screenshot or for taking screenshots of like
This was in
important moments.
1999.
I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah.
Look at that,
It's a screenshot. I don't
Picture.
know.
That's a screenshot of real life.
It's a picture shot. I don't know.
Yeah.
What else would you call it?
I
don't
no
know.
idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't even know what people would take pictures of back then either. That's kind of hard to say. Maybe it was the original selfie machine, but I'm not
I
quite
feel
sure.
like, yeah, that's exactly what you do. You take a picture of yourself and then that was it. I never had one.
Yeah, I didn't either, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I barely had a link cable. Like, if you were the kid on the playground with the link cable, you were a god.
Oh,
because-
yeah.
Right, yeah.
I had
Because they
the
were
link
so hard to
cable.
get, dude.
Like,
No, you just steal 'em.
Did you ever do the thing where you took like, did you have a Game Boy?
Yeah.
You had a Game Boy Advance too, or a Game Boy Color?
I had a Game
So,
Boy. Game
did
Boy
you
Advance.
ever do the link cable from the Game Boy to the Game Boy Color to like trade Pokemon?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did the
yeah.
Same thing.
Oh yeah, I did all that.
Yeah.
It was just really, but I remember the link cable was like in very short supply,
Mm-hmm.
like, because you're like 5 years old or like 8 years old and you're begging your mom to go to Blockbuster or like Target or whatever, like can we please find
They either
one?
have it
And-
or they don't.
Yeah, and you couldn't find it anywhere. It
Yeah.
was super sold out. So if you were like
remember
the one of 3 kids on the playground who had a link cable, everyone was your friend because they wanted to like borrow it to
Right.
like battle and shit like that.
Did you ever get the GameCube and then you get the Game Boy attachment for the bottom of the GameCube and then you could play the Game Boy games on the GameCube at 8 times speed, so you could crush games so much faster than anybody
We had that
else.
Super Nintendo.
You talking about the Game Boy player?
Yeah. There's
Right.
like the Game Boy player you attach to the bottom of a GameCube and it becomes
Yeah.
big. There was even GameCube speakers that you could
Oh,
buy
that
with
was
it.
for the Game Boy Advance, right?
Yeah, Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
but you
Okay, yeah.
You could play
okay.
Game Boy Color games as well. So like I had that shit, and then I could get 8 times ahead of everybody else in Pokemon. Bro, that was like the original. That was like the Game Shark. Did you ever have the Game Shark?
I did.
Game Shark
yeah.
was
Game Shark,
sick.
Yeah, the action replay
Wait,
and all
was
that.
Game Shark actually like a
Game
physical
Shark, I
thing?
mean, one
Yeah.
way to explain it is like, so
I
you
thought
know
it was like a magazine or something.
No, it's real. It's real.
It was a legitimate thing. So like, okay, you probably don't know the Sonic and Knuckles Sega Genesis cartridge.
No.
Okay. All right.
I want to know
yeah,
about
let me think of
this.
another example. So it's like kind of you would plug the cartridge into the console, and then you would plug the actual game cartridge into. Oh, was it like
That's
this?
the Game Boy Color one. That's
And then
what-
you
yeah.
would plug it on top of it. That's what I remember.
I use it for N64.
Game enhancer.
Yes.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
multiple ones.
Yeah, these are microtransactions now.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's the
yeah,
one
there
that
it
I
is.
for. You plug that shit in.
You put it on top of that black one right
Yep.
there.
Yep.
And,
There it is.
Wait, then what does it do? I don't understand.
Wait,
So it
did you
just
cheat codes?
it unlocks cheats. Yeah.
Yep.
For any game?
It's like, for example, like if you want to be supersonic in Sonic 3, you can just be supersonic all the time.
That's how I
Yeah.
made Samus in N64 naked. It was sick.
It would do arbitrary code execution in that. So if you're playing Mario 64, right? You
Wait,
can enable codes
this
that you have
sounds like
infinite health.
magic. And you can just do anything.
Yeah, it could
Yeah.
legit do anything.
What? Wait, but you had to like make the cheats yourself, right?
I don't
No,
remember.
you
My
didn't.
brothers did
They
it for
actually
me.
they were there, and there were codes that you could look up online. I remember.
Oh,
like,
so
wasn't that it?
there were
Yeah.
some pre-installed and some you had to get yourself.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you would go
okay,
like
that
their
makes
websites to
sense.
get like more codes. But yeah, you can
That
like
makes
make
sense.
Mario 64. You can make like moon jump. You can give Mario infinite health. You can give him
Yeah.
a triple jump if you wanted to, which would be like just wonky. They would just make the jump one happen again in midair. So
Yeah.
you would like jump one midair, jump one again, and then double jump in air. Like it looked really stupid, but like yeah, you can just make anything you want to do. Turn on moon physics. Make all enemies into like walking Bowser, so you can have
Is
Bowser.
that why
like,
they
walk
got rid of
around.
cartridges?
Say again.
I think they got rid of
Cartridges.
cartridges because they suck.
Cartridges.
Because after that, they started doing discs for.
Cartridges were terrible. Because like,
Yeah.
you would
Really?
use it and it wouldn't work. You put it in, wouldn't work. You had to blow the cartridge, still wouldn't work. Then you like blow it in again. Then maybe it would work for like 30 seconds. And it was just like RNG over and over and over again. It was awful. Because then they went to disc. And then with
Or they
disc,
just didn't want the Game Shark to exist anymore.
that's true.
I feel like I had more problems with GameCube discs than cartridges ever.
They scratch pretty easily.
Yeah.
But the
they were bad.
scratches, I had a solution for it. It's
Was it
toothpaste,
toothpaste?
and Windex.
Oh my god,
I
you're
never
one of
did
those
this.
people.
And it worked.
Well,
It worked though.
okay. I
Eventually,
never scratched my
it would
discs.
stop working and it would make it worse because some of the toothpaste has the grit in it.
Oh, well, you don't use gritty toothpaste.
Well, I don't know, but there also was like this machine that wasn't a machine. It was a thing that like, yeah, the crank thing.
Yeah, the crank.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember getting that to fix some of my discs and it didn't work. I was so devastated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Did you ever get the Red Ring of Death?
On my
Xbox 360?
yeah. Well, of course, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a huge like engineering failure for
It was,
Microsoft here because
but you fixed it by putting it into the freezer.
what?
Yeah.
Oh my god, y'all
Yep.
are.
No, it
I
worked.
never
Bro.
did this.
Yep, no, it worked.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. I was gonna bring up here the whole disc saving thing. The stupidest one I heard from childhood that I saw an actual kid do was like, he's like, no, put it in the toilet, flush toilet. I swear to God, it works.
Wait,
it?
what?
Yeah, put the data side down the toilet, obviously clean water, and then you just flush it, And he did it, and his like copy of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 was working again. I'm just like,
Oh my God.
bro, what kind of superstitious bullshit is this?
Okay, that's superstitious. But the toothpaste Windex made sense. Disc dirty, you clean it with toothpaste and Windex.
Okay. all right.
Overheating Xbox, put it
I
in the
thought it's
freezer.
because the toothpaste like filled in the scratches.
Yeah.
I think
Isn't
that's
it?
why.
Yeah,
I
that must be
guess.
why.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
got no fucking idea.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So what made you want to play Yoshi's Island? Because Yoshi's Island was like my favorite game growing up.
Real?
It was pretty, yeah, it was.
Oh, you're one of the few who actually have played it.
Oh, I loved it, man. Like
Dude,
it was
so
fun.
few people have actually played Yoshi's Island to like see what I see when I'm like playing that game. Well, it just happened to be the game that I was into when I found about speedrunning in like 2004. So I just naturally applied myself on that one. And it's a very expressive game because you can clearly tell when I'm playing it versus other people are playing it.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
yeah.
it says the laser that reads the CD needs to bounce evenly, while toothpaste is just abrasive enough to wear down scratched areas to a smoother surface.
I know. See,
Wait, so it is because it's abrasive in the
yeah,
grit.
it's real.
Oh.
See that?
So it actually
Five-head.
works.
Yeah, it works.
Five-head.
Oh
Also,
my
I think
God.
Yoshi's Island sucks. Just want to put that out there.
Why?
Because the stupid dumb baby, bro.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I love the aesthetic, the Yoshi aesthetic.
No,
I
it
think
is.
it's so cheerful and awesome.
It's just a baby.
Yeah, it's a sense of urgency, you know? Like,
Dude, I hate that shit. It's like the baby
well,
crying.
stop getting hit. Skill issue.
Yeah, I'm bad.
Incentivizing you to stop being bad.
I'm bad.
I don't like dying in Dark Souls. Well, stop getting hit.
I don't mind dying in Dark Souls.
Biases now.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
all right.
the crying baby's awful, and the sonic drowning noise is also terrible. I'm not sure if you've ever heard that noise before.
Oh yeah, no, it's anxiety inducing for sure.
Yep, it's bad.
Yeah, no, like, yeah, it's like, you know, you're in chemical plant zone, you need to get the fuck out of there, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's called chemical plant zone. It's not an ocean. You
Yeah.
know? It's not a beautiful beachside.
That being said, watching you play Yoshi Island is cool. Me playing it, I just can't do it.
Oh, that's unfortunate, man.
You make it art.
A lot of my viewers are saying the same thing you said here, where they're like, man, I want to play the game. You make it look so fun, and then you also make it look so intimidating to get into. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm like 10,000 hours into the game, so of course I make it look easy.
10,000 hours on Yoshi
Yeah,
Island.
so
That's
you
crazy.
can play this. This game was made for 8-year-olds. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
like-
that big of a deal.
Yeah. But before I forget though,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like the whole thing about what speedrunning was like back in the gap.
Yeah.
You're like a director, and I thought
Right.
people would only care about the end result, me getting the run, not me
Right.
actually like developing and producing and getting to that point. So once we got into like because it was me recording offline with my VCR until streaming happened in 2011 with all the games done, quick events and all that stuff, right? So once I started streaming, it was like, oh wait, people want to watch me they want to watch me get to that point. I thought they don't want to watch like me actually have the run on like YouTube, not like watch me grind and watch this repetitive, grueling, endless amounts of failure to get to that point. So for me, streaming made speedrunning, which was previously a socially isolating event, just me and my own ideas and whatnot, into a social event where like my
So you
homies
could like
want to watch
collab
me
with
do it.
people too.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge eye opening. It really, because I was almost like kind of like stagnating on speedrunning because I didn't know what else to do with this. I'm like, okay, well, there's no money here, there's no revenue here. I was going in for being an animator. I wanted to work at Pixar before I was 40 years old, like, you know, forever ago.
Did you have Macromedia Flash?
I did, yeah.
I did too.
Yeah, Macromedia Flash. I had all the Adobe suites. I was looking into Cinema 4D and whatnot. I really wanted to work at Pixar actually.
Really?
Different story at the time and whatnot. But yeah, I was pursuing to like get my career going in that direction in art.
Yeah.
And but then like once I saw that speedrunning could be social with streaming, I was like, oh, this is like, you know, dopamine heaven. Okay,
Yeah.
let me just, this is my little side thing. So I did it on the side while being a broke ass full-time college student for like 4 years, and then finally by 2015, I gave it a shot. I finally like, you know, went all in for it.
Yeah.